So we're here at the Land Cruiser Heritage Museum in Salt Lake City. They have 101 vehicles and counting.
Today, we're going to dive into the top 6 must-see vehicles on your visit to this collection. Let's get into it. Let's start this video off on the right foot with one of the coolest vehicles in the collection. This is the oldest vehicle in the collection and one of the first ones you see when you walk through the door, the 1953 BJT. This extraordinary machine was developed because the United States was looking for a manufacturer to make them Jeeps closer to the Korean War so they didn't have to ship their own Willis-made ones halfway around the world. Preferably, they were looking for a company in Asia or Japan. However, by the time Toyota finished developing the BJT, they had already gone with a Mitsubishi licensed version of the Willys Jeep and had no need for the BJT. However, Toyota wasn't going to let this whole plan go to scrap. So they decided to manufacture these for the Japanese police force and give them some sort of purpose. They performed extremely well and were beloved by the people and the officers that used them. This vehicle kind of helped to lay the groundwork for Toyota's export market and four-wheel drive development. Without this vehicle, there would be no Land Cruiser, and that is why we had to include it on this list. Shortly after this vehicle ended, the 20 series was introduced. That was built with the civilian market in mind, where this was only made for organizations.
This is a 1963 FJ45. Now this one is nowhere near stock. It is the Bondante prototype. Jonathan Ward made this in 2001 as a concept of what the FJ Cruiser could look like. Now what does Bondante even mean? Well, from our understanding, it means just an FJ45 that was built in Brazil, that's a little more rugged and is not sold to the public.
And as we know now, this is nothing like what the FJ Cruiser actually looks like. And Jonathan Ward agreed. He thought this looked a lot better, and that's why he decided to make a living off of it. So after he and his company TLC built this, he founded the company Icon, where he builds custom Land Cruiser resto mods. Just like this one has a Chevy Vortec engine and modern suspension, he currently makes ones with modern engines and modern suspension and sells them to the public. So this is one of the most unique vehicles in the collection. This is a 1986 BJ70, also known as the 70 series Land Cruiser. This one is so unique because it was used by a Japanese television broadcast company in the 80s to test the strength of signals on mountains around the radio towers. They would actually drive to the top of the mountains, lower the antenna that's in the box on the roof through the roof, and plug it into the instruments in the back to test the strength of the signal and determine if they need to make adjustments to the tower.
To me, this embodies what the 70 series was all about. It was the workhorse of the Toyota lineup, and it can be found in every corner of the globe working, whether that be as a safari vehicle, a mine truck, or this beast. We had to include this in our video because you'll never see another one like it. So the whole premise of the 100 series Land Cruiser was to have a rugged off-roader while allowing for comfort on the road. However, this vehicle throws everything out of the window.
This is a 105 series Land Cruiser. If you've never heard of that before, I don't blame you. The 105 was built at the request from the UN and other organizations that wanted a rugged off-road vehicle that kind of followed the bloodline of the 80 series. Just like the 80 series, this has solid front and rear axles for more rugged off-roading, which is what people like the UN wanted. Let's talk engines. So this 105 series has a 6-cylinder engine, which we never got in our 100 series sold in America. We only got the V8. And about markets and everything, apart from global organizations, this was only sold in the Middle East and Australia, places that require a more rugged vehicle.
This is a 1997 80 series Land Cruiser.
No, it's not. It's a 2007 80 series Land Cruiser.
But you said the 80 series stopped production in 1997.
That's when it stopped production in Japan, but this one is from Venezuela. They actually made the 80 series in Venezuela through 2007 because when the 100 series came out, there was no need to build new factories and make a more expensive vehicle for the Venezuelan market. The 80 series was already perfect. It had solid front and rear axles, and it was rugged enough for the roads and conditions that Venezuela had. Why spend all the extra money to develop a market for a vehicle that's not needed?
This is a 2015 70 series Land Cruiser. And if that sounds off, it's because it is. This was only made in Japan for 1 year as the 30th anniversary of the 70 series.
Yeah. And that makes this vehicle extremely unique. They sold it in the wagon model like this and a truck model that's just a little bit down the way. This vehicle is extremely rare. And what most people don't know is that the 70 series is still in production today. You can buy a new 70 series in Australia right now.